Finish up the story, shall we? Obvious solution. Shaniqua, I wish I had more time to tell you, but the situation in the East Shroud remains largely unchanged. Meaning, we still have no idea how long it will before communication from an alliance. One moment. Ooh, stuff is about to go down. Yes, of course. Our representatives will be present. My thanks. Or for Gridania, the council will shortly be reconvened. The alliance leaders have already begun to assemble. They wish to discuss the primal course. As of Yustola, the last report, the cocoon yet hung above the wall, unchanged. Yes, but the elder cedar doubtless shares more concern about how long it will remain so. I am told that Sid Garland has been called in to add his expense to proceedings. A wise decision. The more minds we have working on this, the better. Well then, I suggest we leave the rising stones in Totaru's capable hands and make haste to Lotus Stand. We continue our journey through the depths. Reading is so hard in this game. The English is so old.
A word, if you would, good sir. This place, it is within the realm of Eorzea.
You're an odd-looking fellow, aren't you? Still, takes all sorts, I suppose. This here's Vesper Bay. Thanalan's door to the ocean, as some folk like to call it.
Am I to understand from your answer that I have indeed arrived in Eorzea?
Eh? Yes? You're in Eorzea?
Ah! A plain response at last, and the one I wanted at that. My journey was not without its hardships, and I would sooner travel by land than put to sea again. You do not believe that so small a bark could bear me across the ocean? Such timid little sailors. I had but to set my course, and set my jaw till I made port. Though, 'twould perhaps have been wise to lay down my oars a moment to sup on more than the spray of brine water. By the trembling of my limbs, I sense a brief repast may be in order. Nay, I will not hearken to the feeble grumblings of an empty belly. Duty comes before all.
Good God, man! Are you all right?
Thou art far indeed from home, friend.
What an interesting character that one is.
Dear friends, pray accept my heartfelt thanks for your efforts in defense of Gridania's borders. I would fain dwell longer on my gratitude for the support of the Alliance, but the situation at Belsar's Wall demands that we forego such pleasantries.
According to our most recent intelligence, the cocoon of light that formed in the air above the wall remains undimmed and unbroken. After measuring the cocoon's etheric concentrations, Archon Y'shtola has confirmed the presence of a primal entity.
So we must assume that Ilbert's thrice-damned god is indeed trapped within. And what news of the Imperials? They're not like to ignore such a spectacle.
Sir, a Garlean airship was observed making an approach, but the vessel was destroyed when it drew near. The Empire appears to have made no subsequent attempts to reach the object.
The soldiers who witnessed the incident spoke of a lance of light issuing from within the cocoon, of an entire warship being reduced to smoking ruin in the space of a moment. Veterans of Cartano, meanwhile, likened the destruction to that wrought by the fiery wrath of Bahamut.
We could face another calamity.
So the Primal is awake then? Contained, yes, but for how long? We must destroy it now, lest it break free.
Agreed. There is, however, the small matter of how to get close enough to a being that swats warships from the sky as you would a bothersome gnat.
Is this truly so complex a puzzle? Or have you no stomach for the obvious solution?
What in the hells are you doing here?
A pleasure to see you too, Garland. Now, if you'd be so kind as to explain to these good people why you should be begging me for my assistance, that would be most appreciated.
Who is this man?
Oh, how terrifically rude of me. Nero Tolskeva, former tribunus of the 14th Legion of the Garlean Empire. These days, however, one might say that I'm something of a free agent.
What do you want, Nero?
I was getting to that. Although you already know what I'm about to propose, old friend. As you have rather belatedly realized, within that frail binding lurks an entity alike in strength to the great Bahamut, and the only force in existence which might conceivably contend with such a foe is the very creation which captured the Elder Primal in the first place. I speak, of course, of Omega.
Omega? That hulk has been gathering dust beneath the plains of Cartanal since the Allagans breathed their last. And none alive knows how to wake it.
I'm sorry? Do you understand who it is with whom you have the privilege of speaking? I'm Nero Tolskeva, Master Engineer, the mechanical genius who restored the Ultima weapon to full operational capacity. And as luck would have it, I am graciously offering you the use of my considerable expertise.
And what, you just expect us to accept? You're a fool if you think your deeds at the Crystal Tower are enough to win my trust, Nero.
Trust? You wound me, Garland. All those years, studying side by side at the Academy, sharing both trial and triumph, we were countrymen once, you and I. But sentiment aside, have you a better solution? Or do you mean to send in your vaunted hero there, as you always do, and pray the world is not engulfed in flame? Let us approach the problem in a rational manner. Does not the fact that Omega slumbers in stasis point to the existence of some overriding technology? A means of control?
I would ask a question, if I may. Nero, was it not? In the event that we succeeded in using Omega to shackle the Primal in the manner you propose, what then would become of it? Do we not risk repeating the mistakes of the Allagans?
Omega is but a tool. How we choose to employ that tool is entirely up to us. Of course, if you would rather leave it buried beneath Cartano while you continue your petty squabbles above, then I suppose that is also your choice.
Spare us, Nero. The Seedseer's concern is a valid one. He who controls Omega wields the power of the gods, the very power which led the Allagans to destroy themselves.
And does it not fall to we engineers to prevent such misuse? What was your company's proud slogan? Freedom through technology?
A creed you follow, is it? What say you? Do we take this villain at his word? He makes me grind my teeth is what he does. But I suppose we don't have much of a choice. Would the Council be willing to entrust this matter to a pair of former Imperials?
Yes. The task of restoring the Allagan relic will be yours. But the responsibility for its reawakening must remain with the Council. Do we condone this course of action?
Aye. 'Twould seem we do. Let the record show that we invest this contingent with the authority to enter Cartano and take command of Omega. Sid, I appoint you leader of the expedition. Scions, I would ask that you assign some few of your number to escort Master Garland and supervise the other one.
We should be happy to oblige. The politics of Cartano being what they are, I dare say our neutrality will prove useful in avoiding any unnecessary entanglements.
If I am not mistaken, Doma occupies a similarly neutral position. Might we not persuade you to join the expedition, Lady Yugiri? If you suspected any foul play from Nero, you would be welcome to kill him.
My blade is yours.
Not a moment's hesitation, eh? You'll forgive me if I do not shake your hand.
So we have a plan. Awaken Omega and hope for the best, I guess. Victory. Well, that was rather unexpected development, and one which raises a number of questions, not least among them now Nero chance to learn of the council's meeting in the first place. I can't read. I'm sorry. Oh, outfits. What the? Science adventure. It giving me a suit. He gave me a monocle too. What the heck? Okay. And the others are assembling at the airship landing. As Alize is already on her way, and it would also not due to lag too far behind. Let's be off. Yeah, I'm sorry for my reading. I'm trying my best here. Enigma, Alfino, ready to go? The others have stepped out onto the landing for a moment. Let us wonder. Nero insisted that he be allowed to inspect the Excelsior before boarding. I forgot how he says it. You let him, despite his very timely offer of assistance. The thought of the man poking around the workings of the ship without proper supervision does not fit me with confidence. Calm down, Alpha Note. Your sister was adamant that he would never leave her sight. She and Yugiri are, well, here they are now. Scene time. Oh. Cussy. Right. I thought that... Yeah. Right. I think that's everyone. Shall I set a course for Cartano? Might I ask that we delay our departure slightly? I require no more than a few hours at most. Our colleagues are studying the cocoon even as we speak, and I would hear their latest observation ere we proceed. It would seem wise to gain as clear as understanding information. I thought time was against us. How foolish of me. Hold your tongue. Hold your tongue. We want your opinion, you will ask for it. Ooh. Forgive me, my lady. I shall keep my counsel until such time as we have finished procrastinating that word. Alright, while Alfino speaks with his colleagues, I shall fly the Excelsior, I think that's how you say it, over to Mordona, and we have freaking big words, jeez. My English is not that good. My apologies for the trouble. I shall visit Yistola and the others forthwith and join you as soon as I am able. Shiniqua, pray accompany Alize back to the Rising Stone. I should feel safer knowing that you are present to entertain our guest. Right, everyone heading to Mordona is welcome to travel aboard the Excelsior. I'll clear through with the girl at the counter here. Let her know when you're ready to leave. Back to Mordona and to get some new outfits, I guess. Reading. Traveling with Master Garnold, Miss. The Enterprise Excelsior is right this way. Travel to Mordor. Right, we're here. Not quite a door-to-door service, but I couldn't exactly land her in the Tool's main square. Shall we adjourn to the Rising Stones then? Yes, we should. Alright, jump cut in 3, 2, 1. We are back. We're watching a loading screen. Cutscene or no?
So these are the fabled headquarters of the Scions. I confess I would have expected an order of self-proclaimed warrior scholars to surround themselves with the fruits of man's enlightenment. And yet there's not so much as a single piece of magitech in sight. It never ceases to amaze me how primitive you Eorzeans truly are.
Oh, I'll have you know that the Rising Stones is home to the very latest in magitech innovation. Wedge calls it the Mark 14 Thermocoil Boil Master, and it's the finest kettle I've ever had the pleasure to own.
We are returned. Well, Ida and I, at least. Ishtola and the others remain behind to continue their assessment of the binding magic.
There didn't seem much point staying just for that, so I decided to come back with Alphino. Papalimo bought us this time. We shouldn't waste it.
By your leave!
Good God, that voice could fell a gigas.
This is the Rising Stones, domicile of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I enter at the invitation of one Lord Urianger. I spy you there, Shadow Walker. You always were a hard one to find.
Yugiri, do you know this man?
Gosetsu! Why are you come to Eorzea?
In search of you, Yugiri. For days and nights did I row across the angry sea. I made port in good spirits, only for my own flesh to betray me over the trifling matter of an empty belly. Collapsed in the street like an unfed stray I was, until Lord Urianger came to my aid. Over a most welcome meal, we spoke of the plight of Doma, and I learned of our displaced countrymen's work to resettle this blighted land. 'Twas blind fortune that I was able to locate you so swiftly. But now we must make ready to depart. Our master languishes in dire peril, and Doma calls her daughter home.
It is not so simple, Gosetsu. There are obligations which bind me here.
You refuse? Did you mislay your oath during your flight from our homeland? The laws of hospitality must be honored, but surely the vow to defend your master demands the greater obeisance.
It was our master who bid me guide our people to safe haven by any means necessary. And it was the scions you see before you who provided us succor and sanctuary when all others refused. Dire peril or no, were I to return without first repaying such hospitality, our master would cut me down at the threshold.
Mayhap that is so.
There is more. A crisis threatens all within this realm, Eorzean and Doman alike, and I go to play my part in its resolution. I will not bring shame upon our liege by abandoning my people or my duty.
How very noble of you. Now, in the name of honor, kinship, and, yes, practicality, might I suggest we get this expedition underway? Or would you rather debate the finer points of duty and leave Omega to the Empire?
The Empire? You, Giddy? You draw steel against the curse of Garlemald? Then why did you not say so? My blade is oath-bound to fall upon the ranks of the Imperials wheresoever they march. Lead on, Shadow Walker, and may the enemy tremble at our coming.
Oh shit. Shaniqua, wait. Could I speak to you for a moment? You remember when I had to meet you at the Diamond Forge and we, abused you? Once we had your measurements, I set to work making you a traveling outfit in my spare time. I've only just the moment finished the stitchings, but I wanted you to have it before you left. Here. In detective glasses. You can try it on right now, if you like. So. Assuming we measure correctly, that the fit should be just right. Snug but not too snug, if you know what I mean. So, how does it feel? Not just saying that, are you? Oh, I can't tell how much this means to me. To have crafted something worthy of the Warrior of Light well, let's just say it makes all the practice worthwhile. Also, soothes in a blood pearl charm too, you know, bring you home. May it always protect you. Ah, thanks. It actually looks pretty nice. I wonder if I have enough inventory space for this though. Or, oh god. I just got 2 slots remaining. Fly free, my pretty. Ooh, there's gonna be a crazy guy in this one. Super big cutscene? No. So we have to awake Omega, right? When do we start? You. Are you sure that? I'm sure, yes. I won't lie and say I'm completely fine, but I'll feel a lot better if I'm doing something useful. Very well. I will remain here and continue coordinating our efforts with the Alliance. Alpha note. Mayhap you could return to Gridania and assist Yustola and Krell? A fine suggestion. The rest of us will form the Cartano Expedition Party. Nero and I will focus on rousing Omega, while Shiniko, Ida, and our Doma friends take care of security. That face. Excelsior is by the lake just outside town. We'll leave as soon as everyone is ready. It's a go. My arm hurts. Did work out a little bit yesterday, so that's probably the reason why I'm stiff. I'm like, I haven't worked out, like, whatever. Ooh, there are people wearing their outfits. Oh wait, that's just a tuxedo. Never mind. We haven't far to go. With any luck, we'll be able to. We'll be in Cartano before Gustols graces the deck with his dinner. Okay. Once there, however, we had best be on our guard, given that something was still active when Omega was discovered. We can be sure that the Empire has long been aware of its existence, and if Neor deemed I'm just gonna take a break. That was a long sentence. For weapons ready, blah blah, and let's go. Super big cutscene coming our way pretty soon, so let me just shut up for a moment.
Now, where was that? Ah! I've enabled the teleporter. One brief jump and we shall arrive in Omega's control room.
How convenient. You've been here before.
Of course. It was no easy task threading a path through all the skirmishes. But how could I ignore the existence of such a fascinating toy? You may trust that my preliminary examination was suitably thorough.
Trust? Aye. I trust your appetite for technology.
I chased down a suspect airship, and who should I find but the traitor, Sid Garland. Searching for something, engineer? Something big? It's close, isn't it? It's like all my name days have come at once.
Of all the scouts the Empire could have sent. Take care of that brute, will you?
God damn it! Can't let Nero tinker around in there by himself. I'm sorry to leave you to it, but I dare say you'll manage without me. This clod has no idea who he's dealing with.
I am Gosetsu, Samurai of Doma. You will rue your choice of opponent this day.
This one'll sting.
With soul and steel!
This one'll sting.
I have you!
And here comes the ads. Where's the healer? There has to be a healer.
It's all over now.
Oh, these guys infinite spawn. Alright, I'll just keep whacking at you until you die.
Leave this to me.
This one'll sting.
Back to cussing. Okay, no voices. Surrender! We have you outnumbered. Wouldn't it be the first time? Are you still playing with the soldiers? I suppose I can lend you one of my toys, but only if you promise to give it back. Hey! Ooh, it's playtime, boys. Behold the Red Baron. Now end this nonsense. Nuisance, I mean. Look at my face. What the? No one told me they have a magic tech armor. Forward for the Empire. Armless cur thinks to abandon his men. I shall see that he shares their fate. Pray attend to the rest of his minions. Alright, boy. Do this. At least I had to have one voice. Oh well. What can you do with this thing? I'm just gonna use that one. Oh wait, that has a cooldown, never mind.
You watching, Papalymo? No retreat. No surrender.
Yeah, kneel, boys.
Look upon a samurai of Dama!
This one too. Oh, snap.
Defense is lacking.
Tis my right to strike!
Your defense is lacking.
This one'll sting.
Tis my right to strike!
Okay, so how long until this thing is dead? This spawn.
This one'll sting.
Crap, I missed it. Uh-oh. Don't. Not my team.
You watching, Papalymo?
The infinite spawn is gone. Oh, I lost my ride. You can't just run off. Yeah, come back here. During the bell is punishment. I order you to stand your ground. Come back here now, please. Rip. Hey, don't worry, bud. Bring this fate upon yourself. Grr, damn it all. Hey, I wasn't ready for that.
You watching, Papalimo? Leave this to me.
This one'll sting.
Well, here comes the AoEs. It's only you can do this now. Why didn't he do this before? No one will know.
An opening.
Oh, he's so dead.
Look upon a samurai of Doma!
An opening.
You're dead. And dead. You haven't seen the last of me. Mark my words. Okay, so he didn't kill. Why you just let him disappear off into the distance? Come on, guys. Come on. You just let him run off.
Temporal stasis disengaged. All systems operational. Garland?
All clear on this side. It's waking up.
Remarkable! Omega sensors immediately detected the presence of the cocoon, even at this distance. They must have been set to scan for sources of energy exceeding certain magnitudes.
I still don't see any means to control the machine directly. It seems to have been designed to act wholly autonomously. Once we release Omega, we can be fairly certain it will attempt to capture the Primal at Belsar's Wall. Assuming its mission is successful, our only option at that point will be to re-engage its stasis system and put it back to sleep.
And should the machine happen to misbehave, we'll simply initiate an emergency shutdown. I confess we don't yet have a complete grasp of its capabilities, but I'm certain the details will not elude us for long.
Well, I understood less than half of that. So, my question to you is, are we doing the right thing? What do I think? All right. Step aside, Sid. Is this the thing I need to press?
Yes, that's the one.
You gave too much for us to waste this chance, Papalimo. So this is for you. And me.
Yes! Fly free, my pretty! Show us what you can do!
The launch sequence has begun. Omega is loose.
Oh boy. I think we run amok a monster this time. That was so epic! Oh!
Huh? Omega has stopped transmitting. But that shouldn't be. I didn't engage the stasis system.
And what does this signify? I have little understanding of these contrivances.
The launch went exactly to plan, but all signals emanating from Omega have ceased. This may indicate any number of things, but we will need to join the Scions out in the field if we are to ascertain which one.
Right. I've ordered a malfunctioning beast to go to sleep. That should prevent any unfortunate mishaps. I suggest we make our way back to Gridania.
Omega destroyed the cocoon. Papalimo's spell is fading. It was bound to his ether, you see. And if the connection is broken...
Not sure why we lost contact with Omega, but I mean to find out. Let's be on our way. Travel to Gridania? Okay. Oh, it was nothing. I forgot to lower my volume when I read that, by the way, so that was my bad. Back to this. Moment, everything was, one moment everything was functioning perfectly. And the next, it wasn't. It makes no sense. We need to see what happened for ourselves and soon. Music sheets. Algae season. The far edge of fate. Hey, it's the patch notes. First, can Elo express how glad I am to see you all unharmed. When Omega came hurtling towards the cocoon, everything dissolved into chaos. I have to see it. I have to see it with my own eyes. Either way, we must first. The Elder Caesar is expecting us. Worry not, Alphino. Gustos and I will watch over her. You may safely attend your meeting. Thanks, Yuguri. Also reconvened a short while ago. Let's make haste to Lota's stand, and there we all there are eager to hear your testimony. Okay. My friends, full eagerly have we awaited your return. Few indeed could have discharged the duty entrusted to you. And most humbly do we thank you for your seeing it done. You are too kind, Elder Seer. As I recall, we as good as demanded the right to try it. But tell me, how did the battle unfold? We succeeded in waking Omega A, but we lost contact with the weapon shortly after it launched. From our position in the control room, we were blind to all that followed. Word could do justice to such a scene. None of my choosing, that much is certain. But I can give you the fact. The cocoon hatched even as Omega arrived, and from its midst rose a great dragon. The pair duly set about each other in the skies over Gair Albania. Okay. The primal's might defiled belief. It seemed the very heavens would be rent asunder by the force of its blows, and it wielded such magics as I would have never seen and hope never to see again. The battle raged on with no end in sight until both combatants were engulfed in the blinding flash of light. When the rays faded, I saw the pair fall motionless from the sky, coming to the rest somewhere in Al Omegan soil. I will not speak of the rest, but to my eyes it seemed that each have landed a fatal blow upon each other. While most among us could think only of Bahamut when looking upon the primal's form, the domain where her yeah, okay. This one is just there's a lot to read. Explains a few things. I'll wager that flash of light could see things with our loss of contact. Makes you wonder we quickly re-engaged Omega's stasis system, so even if it has fallen into the Empire's lap, it will be of no use to them. Say perhaps as a statue. Correct. With me to guide their efforts, it would take them decades to decipher Omega's core functions, if they manage it at all. Such reassurance do much to calm our fears, yet the relic's fate is but one of several concerns. Indeed, I humbly submit that the time has come for us to make contact with the Resistance representatives in Grid Albania. Though Ilberd had forced our hand, it would seem only logical to seek an alliance. Given the inability of imperial retaliation, and by working in consort, it is not impossible that Al Amigo might finally be wrested from Galma's grasp. No more paragraphs, please. You must be exhausted. Yeah, from reading all that text. I would ordinarily suggest that we retire directly to the Rising Stone, but I wonder if we might first make a small detour. Your stolen heirs have gathered at Amaris Fire, and I imagine that you too would be interested to see what has become of the wall now the cocoon is gone. Decided then. Lead on. I'm sure all you at home got a kick of that. 2 more reading. Hello, Yestola. Major cutscene?
My friends, I cannot well express how glad I am to see you both unharmed. They say that Omega's clash with the Primal shook the very firmament.
You need not have worried. The battle took place far above the ground. We were able to observe in relative safety, though I'm given to understand that there were casualties on the far side of the wall.
It was like watching a nightmare unfold before our very eyes. Ilberd's primal manifested in the form of a colossal dragon, a being of pure violence. It burst forth from the cocoon with such terrible force.
That such a horror should spring from the eyes of Nidhogg comes as no surprise. Nor do I wonder at its form. Ilberd all but announced it in the moments prior to his death. Plainly, it was his dying wish to visit a second calamity upon the Empire.
And I am quite certain the abomination would have obliged had it not found itself outmatched by Omega. Gods! I am no stranger to the works of Allag, but even I was unprepared for the machine's furiosity. It beggared belief.
And how fares poor Ida in the midst of all this? Have you spoken with her?
She is up on the platform, lost in thought. We deemed it best not to disturb her, but mayhap she would welcome some company after all. Shall we? The light's gone. It was all we had left of him.
Ida.
I don't blame anyone. I knew what was going to happen. I knew the spell Papalimo meant to cast would drain away his life force. I knew that it would only buy us a little time. Ida, there is no need to explain. But there is. I can't hide in Papalimo's little shadow anymore, and I shouldn't hide behind my sister's mask. 20 years ago, on the day the Empire marched into Alamigo, I was still just a child, not even 5 summers old. My father had been one of the leaders of the revolution. He had fought to overthrow the Mad King, Theodoric. And my sister had fought alongside him. She was strong and kind, and always knew what to do. But when the Garleans came, everything changed. My father went to war against them too, and I never saw him again. After that, I remember a lot of running. My sister dragged me for malms and malms until we came to the city of Sharlayan. That was where she met Master Louis Soir. He introduced her to the Circle of Knowing, and she eventually became an Archon. She was your inspiration. Is that not why you took up her mask and her name? Or did you simply mean to continue what she had started? You've known all along, haven't you? That I wasn't Ida. Of course. We all recognized you at once. 'Twas Papalimo who persuaded us to maintain the charade. It was silly to think I could fool you. I knew that even then, but I sort of decided not to know. Ida died 6 years ago, on a mission to smuggle refugees out of Alamigo. They say she was overwhelmed by Imperial soldiers when she stayed behind to save a little girl. She was so strong. There must have been a lot of them. I'm sorry for lying to you. My real name is Lise. When Papalimo brought me Ida's mask, it was meant as a keepsake, but I decided I wanted to be his new partner, to keep alive all the good that she had done. I didn't want to become Ida, exactly. At the time, though, I still didn't know who I was myself, and it almost seemed easier to play the role. Papalimo agreed to help, of course, but it was never what he wanted for me. He wanted me to walk my own path, and those were his final words to me. The Archon's mark he gave me is faded, and my last excuse along with it. So this is it. Whatever I choose to do from now on, I do as Lise. And I choose to continue my family's fight. I want Alamigo to be the country that Ida and my father always wanted it to be.
War is upon us once more.
Do you regret standing against the Empire? Would you have chosen a different road, knowing what you know now?
To claim that I never doubted the decision would be a lie. But I made my choice, and I have defended it with blade in hand ever since.
The battle continues, and our steel is needed. Come, Shadow Walker, we leave for the east, for Doma.
It was brave of Elise to remove her mask after so long. Though she had scarce begun to come to terms of Papalimo's loss, that one act made plain her determination to move forward. And should she ever falter, we shall be there to support her on this road she has resolved to walk. Let's return to the Rising Stones. We have quite a story to tell Tataru and my sister. Oh, that's a cutscene. Ooh. May have mentioned, but Alphino has apprised me of all that had come to pass in Gridania. Your only task now is the rest. This is the calm before the storm. Zay has chosen her path, and as her friends, we must do what we can to support that choice. We are fated to join the conflict in any case, once the Alliance has taken the wall and opened the way to Gurabanya. We will have little choice but to fight. Which is not to say that the cost is unworthy after all. Ignoring the plight of those whom one might conceivably save is not wisdom but indolence, correct? I for one look forward to joining hands with the Almegans and striking a blow against the tyranny of the Empire, as I rather suspect do you. Hey, money! And cutscene, yes. March. The Imperials will soon come to this sense, and we must be ready to face their retribution. It's almost time, Father. I almost stand firm, Pippin. He is Pippin. I learned to brace myself against the charge of the Bull of Alamigo. No foe will dislodge me. Very well, Ilbert. I will take our homeland back. The both of us. My lord, Viceroy, our scouts have confirmed the primary report. Balasar's wall has fallen to the Eorzean Alliance. Hunt of Omega and the unknown Econ continues, though both yet idole us. My lord, their battle caused considerable damage across the region. Should we perchance divert some of our forces from the search to undertake necessary reconstruction work? Sleeping on the job. Forgive me, my lord. I did not intend. Your will be done. What? Didn't even say anything. What? He's a mind reader. Unknown. My spies tell me the domains call it Shinyu, and that it provided a match for Omega. Yes, the coming days promise to be most interesting. Most interesting. I get lost in thought in my helmet. Rise of fate, the road begins anew. The heroes look to the eastwards and beyond, and dawn of liberation, a gathering storms of blood.
Children of the land, do you hear echoes of truths that once rang clear? Two souls intertwined, one true love they did find, bringing land and heavens near. But flames that burn full bright soon fell dark. Memories dimmed by shadowed hearts. In the waxing gloom did wane the lover's moon, watching as their worlds drift apart. One soul's cry, a passion welling sacrifice, a final plea to her kin. Yet this bond of hope by treachery was broke, scattering her words to the wind. Swelling over long seas of blood are a song, and death an afterthought to those who fight for none. Lying empty, in the
the stuff I do for YouTube videos. This credits is long as heck. But anyways, there's probably some more to come afterwards, so I'll just keep it running and stuff. So yeah, keep watching and stuff. So I found out a way to speed up the credits. Yay! Alright, back to the stuff. Finally, we're almost, okay, we're almost done. We're at the special things. Okay, finally. That's one long crest. To speed up. Ah, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome, Square Enix. She